Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. You are in the kitchen with KK. I am Kimberly Knox. I am a passionate integrative and functional health coach where we look at the root cause of disease. And I am a passionate educator, speaker, and author. You've seen me show my book, Simple Cooking for Vitality. Bioenergetic cooking. Bioenergetics is the study of energy and living systems. Our body is a living system. Food, real food, provides healing information, or it can damage your cells. I am passionate about helping people get back into the kitchen where you are going to start to take back the control of your health. We do not have a healthcare system. We are living with 90% of the people in metabolic distress. We have chronic disease that is driven primarily by diet and lifestyle, and we can take it all back. I want to be your inspiration. I turned 60. I have not been on any drugs. 20, 30 years. I have lasting vitality. And today is a very solemn day because this is going to be the last video I know that I'm going to be able to do in quite some time. We have a massive hurricane coming. I'm in a very safe building and I have prepared the best I can, but I'm going to get this video done. Being in the kitchen calms me. I am not a monger watching everything in the news. I'm checking. I am well prepared. I'm listening to great music. I'm keeping my body calm. The other thing that people do when they are stressed and they are tense, they drink a lot of alcohol, they eat poor quality food. This is only going to add to your anxiety. In fact, just 1 teaspoon of sugar starts to reduce your immune system. The average person is well over 85 to 90 grams of sugar a day. And at that level, you suppress your immune system for days. And in just a small amount, you can suppress it for over 5 hours. We are in flu season. It is imperative that our immune system is strong. So that is why today, you stick with me. I am going to show you a recipe conversion for apple brown Betty. Sounds fun, right? It is a recipe of the South. And unfortunately, the South not only uses a lot of poor quality oils, but a lot of sugar, starting with their sweet tea. So you have to understand that type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance and all these things, it is a disease of livestock, but we often hand that down based on our recipes and the way our parents eat. I'm going to show you today, you got to get bold with your recipes and switch them up. I'm going to show you how to do it. You can. In my cookbook, which you can only get a hardcover on my website, In the Kitchen with KK, there's a link in the more information. I do signed hard copies. If you're not from this area, you can get an ebook on Amazon, but Amazon cannot make this book. I made it super high quality, all full color from my last business. Utilizing my connections. But in the back is a section for desserts and snacks because I grew up making cookies and snacks and bring them to school. And these things excite our reward system, dopamine, serotonin. We're always mongering for that. We need it. We need it to feel calm. Food is a mood shifter. So during these times, you must be extra vigilant to make sure that you're feeding your body well. I'm actually now over 36 hours into a fast as well. Please reach out to me if you want some. I get really great results with my clients because we don't do diets. We shift your lifestyle. I teach you the science behind fasting and how to use it, weave it into your life so that you can build cellular strength. That is the only key to longevity. If you are doing, other type of technology stuff, those are helpful, but they're not at the cell level that you need. Your food, the body synergistically relates to food. So this is where you can immediately affect. Food has an immediate effect on your DNA. So what we're doing today, apple brown Betty. So I printed out some recipes because I already know it's going to be at least 3/4 of a cup or more, some of them, of refined white flour. Nothing is good about that. Your glucose gets spiked. It's irritating to glyphosate, gluten responses in the body. So there's no nutrient value in refined white flour, okay? And also brown sugar and refined white sugar, no nutrient value. All it does is spike your glucose. When insulin is high, your body is not performing well. My mind is very sharp right now, and the masters for centuries have been utilizing fasting for mental clarity. And that's because the body, once it shifts into burning your stored energy for fuel, that's fat burning, then it also converts and builds ketones, which are like lightning energy for your brain. The mental clarity I get is fantastic. My goal is to do 48 hours, so it's resetting my dopamine receptors as well. When you eat sugar, these highly, highly addictive. Any addictive substance, the more you take, the more you need, the more you take, the more you need. It's a horrible circle. So we need a treat to satisfy us, but not to kill us. So I'm going to do that today. We're going to shift the spices into very high quality, utilizing the Simply Organic brand and Ceylon cinnamon, the highest quality. You definitely want that. And instead of using a half a cup of cold butter, if you're okay with some animal products, if you want to do this fully vegan, but also some people have a little bit of it's a low level inflammation to sugar, to the butter, to the protein in there. So you can shift that out utilizing a high quality coconut oil and some ghee. The ghee will give it a little buttery flavor, but that is removed. So there's ways to do this. The apples are important. You want to mix up your apples just like with an apple pie. A Granny Smith offers some sour with the sweet, of course, the Honey Crisp, but also right now the crisp pink is a good addition. I'm going to peel these. I'm going to slice these. We're going to put this together. It's a great time to get out depending on how much you're making. I'm not making too much here. I'll share this with my neighbors. This is Le Creuset. They make great little dishes, bakeware to bake this in. 350, the oven is on. So I will be back, and I am going to go through the alternate flours and alternate things. In fact, we're also putting in pecans, which is very Southern. They're the sweetest nut. So it is a way to replace and still get that crumbly feeling of apple brown Betty, which is layers instead of just apple crisp. But even recipes for apple crisp is you're going to be using at least a cup or almost a cup of brown sugar refined. You're going to be putting in some oats. So unless you're using the right oats, you're also introducing in glyphosate as well, lots of butter. And so we're going to make this fantastic. Thanks for staying with me. This is how I stay calm and just relax my body during these times. I'm also cooking up a recipe here because I'm going to lose power. So these are purple sweet potatoes and garnet sweet potatoes. The purple sweet potatoes are filled with inulin fiber. Why is that good? Because that feeds your good gut microbiome. In fact, when you fast for a while, you're killing off the bad microbes. We can tend to build those up, especially if our liver's not working well, or maybe our gallbladder, if we're having undigested fats and proteins. And that can happen, if your stomach acid is lower, and that happens as we age, many different reasons. So this is not in my cookbook, but my sweet potato, black bean, cilantro skillet is amazing. This is one of my favorite things to nourish the body, especially women 2 weeks before your period. You want to nourish, build up progesterone. This is going to taste incredible. And it's really nature's carbs and filled with good quality, easy to absorb nutrients. And these colors are antioxidants. So let's get back to this. This is actually a really quick recipe. I'll be back. Things are prepped, and we'll just put this together and get it in the oven. Thanks for being here with me during this tense time, last 12 hours here. Be right back. Super quick, what I do with my apples is I just peel the whole thing like this. It's kind of meditative. So within 2 minutes, I've got the 4 apples done. I'm just going to show you. It's a great use of your smaller Santoku knife here. Just cut right around the core. The fun thing is if you have your children helping you, you can save the core. They can just chew around the core as a little snack. I just set those aside. I'm going to have it as a snack later. And then just take and cut through the slices, trying to keep them around the same size. Here you can cut the long way or the short way. And we're going to make layers. First thing that we're going to put into the food processor. It's really great to have a food processor. Have one. And I've added a little bit of 1 lemon squeeze to the top of the apples here. I also like a little bit of tart with the sweet, and it keeps them nice and fresh as we're preparing everything. But this is so simple and so easy. Obviously, if you don't have a food processor, what you can do is you can cook your pecans into a bag and pound them with a mallet to break them up. We're going to start with at least 2 handfuls is approximately a half a cup. Don't worry if you get a little bit more, you know. So it's great to have the pecans in there. You're adding in good fats. You're adding in natural sweetness. So you're not going to mind that you don't have a full cup of refined sugar. Now, here's the difference with your flours. When you're looking at almond flour, which I use a lot in my recipes, my $1 million chocolate chip cook recipe in the cookbook and others, you're talking low carbs because this is a nut grounded down, similar to a hazelnut. You could use hazelnut in here too, but you're going to have total carbs of 3 grams, 2 grams of fiber. That means your net carbs are 1. Just one burrito, doesn't matter if it's gluten-free or not, it's going to have 30 grams. That's more than half of what you can have in one day if you're trying to cut back on net carbs, which you must be under 50 to get any type of result. So that's that. And also tiger nut flour. It's not a nut. It is a tubular, but it's also low in carbohydrates. Here, 14 and 3 grams of fiber. So you're talking 11 net grams, which is not bad. So I'm actually going to, I don't have as much almond flour. I'm going to use some of the tiger nut. It's going to be a little bit more fine. And first of all, we're just going to pulse the pecans a tiny bit to break them down. I don't want them too broken down. A little. That's fine. And then we're going to get, I thought I had this out. Doesn't matter. Yeah. You're going to get a half a cup of this in there. So I like tiger nut over using cassava, much lower in the carb area. All right, so we're putting that in. And the almond flour obviously is going to match it real well. Now, raw organic ground coconut sugar. It is a lower glycemic load. It's got nutrients in there. It's not ultra refined. The body recognizes it, yes, has some sugar, but not as much because it's also recognizing the body is synergistic. It's measuring and it knows everything you're putting in your body. So don't say, oh, just a little is not bad. It knows everything you're putting in your body. And if it's not real food, it's storing it in fat. It's trying to protect you. So it's not everything in moderation at all. So we're going to be putting in just under a half a cup. So we're using much less. And you can cut it back even more if you choose to. That is up to you. What we're also going to be putting in is flaxseed, one of my favorites for omega-3, adding in something that's nutrient dense. I made sure I ground it up a lot before we lose power here because I love having this as snacks. When you open up my stuff, all you see is nuts and snacks and really good things. I don't have bagged stuff. And when you are eating a real meal, I don't even recommend snacking because snacking just keeps elevating insulin. And when you're in an elevated insulin mode, you're not in a healing mode. you're in a mode where your body doesn't love to be. So we really need to get insulin sensitive again. And that means going in between your meals without eating, and also eating in a window that's much tighter than we've been used to. Some people are eating for 18, 16 hours and only fasting while they're sleeping. So this is how we've gotten to where we are. Now the spices, if you don't have cloves, you can just use cinnamon and nutmeg. If you do have cloves, you can use them all. If you have pumpkin spice, that's going to have cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves already in there, and ginger. So you could add that in. I actually love allspice. So we just need some spices in there, and we need a little bit of, this is pink Himalayan sea salt. We don't need too much, just enough. So let me see what I've done with the spices. 2 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon. I like my cinnamon. A half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I like the power of that. 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. You can use a little less if you're not really into it. And I'm going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of the allspice because I really love that. So let's start with Ceylon cinnamon. If you don't have it, you haven't tried it yet, get it, do a taste test. You will know why Ceylon cinnamon is the most powerful. Okay, lots of cinnamon. Cinnamon is also naturally sweet. Cinnamon helps you. It's one of the things on my list to help people get over their sugar cravings. So are sweet nuts like pecans. So are greens. You're going to flood the body. Green is the power of money. It's the power of, it's the color of energy. That's why the trees are green. They're soaking up the energy from the sun, the chlorophyll. So we look to nature for our cues. Most people are not getting enough greens, and that is why I have my clients do this green smoothie. It's not a fad. It is a nutrient delivery system directly to your cells. It helps repair the body immediately. The results are so immediate, people sometimes can't believe it. I'm just shaking a little allspice into mine because I love allspice. I'm not using the pumpkin spice because I'm using the others, and I do love my cloves. So fantastic. This is the fall season. The fall season calls for apples. Apples are the fruit of the fall season. Now, in the past, the fall was our harvest time when we feasted quite a bit because our gardens were growing. We were getting ready for the winter when we would naturally do longer fasting. We don't fast anymore because there's never a winter season. There's always people are calling food, having it delivered. It's constant. We must relax the eating and get more insulin sensitive. That is the key to our health. We're going to put this together. I'm going to drizzle. Let me just give it a little toss. And now I am going to drizzle over. This is ghee mixed with coconut oil. You can do all ghee if you want to. You can do all butter if you want to. I recommend the coconut oil has oleic acid. That is, it's actually easier on the liver. It is a performing saturated fat. The performing means it is a medium chain triglyceride. Anytime you look at MCT oil, why they add it to the coffee when you're starting your fasting routine. I don't need it anymore because my body is fat adapted. It switches right away because my liver has been trained, the metabolic pathways, the enzymatic pathways, they've gotten the message. I've got my body back to where it should be. I was running on glucose for years, wondering why. I was falling asleep at the lights, while you were driving at 4 o'clock, living off adrenaline. So this is perfect. Now, adding the oils has turned this into crumble, and that's what we want. This is about health. So we're just going to layer this and then get it into the oven. So we want 2 layers. We're going to start, or you can do 3 depending on how many apples you think you have here. I might actually do 3 and end with a layer on the top. So then let's get some of this. So you can dump this into a bowl, or you can just scoop it out of here, which I'm going to do. To use one of your measuring cups that you've already dirtied. Okay, there's one layer. And next, look how fantastic it is. So this is a treat. It's going to make you feel like you're having a treat, which we all desire as a reward. We grew up being rewarded with candy. That's one of the worst things you can do for your kids. But that's how addictive it is. Kids know they'll crawl up a wall to get to candy if you have it hidden up there. So you have to shift their palate, get them used to eating vegetables, keep their sugar palate low. Be very mindful of the ingredients you're giving them. Juice boxes are nothing but a sugar bomb. Please, so many other ways to be mindful around this. And don't worry if you've already screwed up yourself or your kids, because your body responds very quickly and it can bounce back and heal, because mine did. So over 12 years ago. All right, so I might actually have extra left, but it's good to have the topping to be a little bit thicker. Now remember, this is flaxseed and pecans. It's not just all flour and sugar. So this is taking on omega-3s. This is taking on good, healthy fats, B vitamins from the nuts. Look how amazing this is. You can even drizzle a little bit of your your butter or your oil or your ghee onto the top. Let's get this all out. Come on, doesn't this look amazing? Now we're gonna bake this. We're gonna smell the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the cloves. This is what fall is all about. And this is gonna excite my reward system during this stressful time as things get really hairy here in the next 12 to 14 hours. So stay with me. We'll put this in 350 for about 40 to 50 minutes. Thanks for watching today. If you love what I do, give me a thumbs up, share my videos. If you'd like to get notifications, subscribe, turn on the little bell. You know what to do. So I'm just here trying to inspire you to realize how much power you have over your health. And eating healthy is not being deprived. Okay, let's wrap this up. 50 minutes. I just took it out. I have to tell you, the entire place smells so delightful. Cinnamon, apples. That is calming and fantastic. So let's see. This is a nice layer. You don't want it too mushy. This is going to be just fantastic. So I am going to be contacting some of my neighbors. So fantastic. You saw how we reduced the refined carbohydrates, these sugars, and just made this so much more nutrient dense, focusing on the apples. That's what fall is about. So this is a delightful treat that starts in the brain because the house smells fantastic. And it's going to make you feel wonderful without killing your immune system. So thanks for staying with me here today. Send me lots of love and prayers for this hurricane coming through our beautiful Sarasota. And please give me a thumbs up and share my channel. And I hope that you guys feel inspired to get very bold with your recipes, change them up. Diseases run in families, recipes run in families. You can easily make something better. So take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to KK's Fit Kitchen today. Bye now.